I'll take your order, please?
Yes, can I get a junior deluxe cheeseburger with ketchup and all the vegetables and a large Diet Coke with easy ice, please?
Alrighty, $2.93.
Thank you. It is Wednesday. It's December the 11th, and I am at work. It's a little bit before 7 a.m. and I just pulled into the parking lot. I thought I'd sit in my car and start this video out because it's nice and warm in the car and it's 27 degrees outside. So today is the final for my what we call College Physics 2, which is, like I had mentioned earlier, pre-med, pre-PT, biology, some computer science. I think people are in there. And they were the ones that I gave the essay questions to. So all they have to do today is show up and turn in. They've actually got 3 potential things to turn in. They've got their final, but also I give a last unit test and a last lab. But they get to drop a lab and a test, so if they've done good on everything up to now, it kind of takes some of the pressure off. That's the incentive to do good. So they have to turn it in, and just right at the top, I'm using this as my drop test, so I have a record that that's the one that they were going to drop. So I just have to have everybody turn their stuff in, and then we will do grading. So I've got to do, I want to finish my physical science class and get the grades turned in for that. So they've turned everything in. I've got everything graded except 1 or 2 people needed to submit some things that the files were messed up on. So I'm going to just download that and put it into Excel, and I have my formulas all programmed. And I do a weighted average in my classes, which means it's not the points, it's the percent that you get on something. And then I add up all those weighted percentages and put those as the final grade. So I'll get that done today. I'll go ahead and grade my senior lab students, or my capstone. I keep calling it senior lab because that's what it was called for the first 12 years I worked here. Grade the capstone students from yesterday, and then I've got UP turned in their lab report and their position paper that I've got to go through. And then the last class I'll grade will be college physics, which is who's turning in today. I have to be down here Friday for a planetarium show, so whatever I don't get done today before I leave is I'll take care of Friday morning when I get here, because I'll get here a little bit early. I want to try to leave campus today in time to go by the house and feed and water, and then because I want to go over to the barn this afternoon and work on talent stuff. I know some of the kids are wanting me to help them with their talent stuff, plus I want to try to do something myself. So I want to try to get over there, and I want to take care of everything here first, because I'll be over there till dark, because the kids don't get off school and get there until about 4 o'clock. So anyway, so that's the plan for this morning, and yeah, so just another exciting day of being a college professor. Anyway, so let's get on with our Vlogmas. Okay, well, I'm obviously home, and I am waiting on the tractor to charge up. My friend Carol's husband, Rick, came out yesterday and redid the seals on my power steering pump, and also redid my hydraulic cylinders because I had leaks, and those are, number one, they're bad for the environment because it's leaking stuff all over the ground, and I don't like that. but also it's expensive. I mean, you know, a 5-gallon bucket of hydraulic fluid is between $50 and $75, depending on what brand you get. And that's just stupid to let it just run out on the ground like that. So he also tightened the alternator belt and changed the oil in it, which it desperately needed. But as a result of, you know, doing all that and messing with the battery and stuff, and also the alternator belt being so loose, that meant the alternator was not charging the battery. You know, and that's the whole purpose of the alternator, is to charge the battery. So right now it's not wanting, it's almost started a while ago. So I think if I let it sit on the charger for just a little while longer, it will start here in just a second, because I need to put hay out for the cattle before I go over to the barn tonight. Tonight we're practicing, the jump clubs are practicing, and the dressage club is practicing. And then I told Madison I would help her with talent practice. And I need to practice my own talent if I'm going to do one. But while I'm waiting, the other day when Mason and I were trimming trees, I think it's a poplar tree. I need to look up exactly what kind it is. But there was a tree that I needed to trim out of the gate going into my cattle pasture. And it had some new growth on it that was this really pretty sort of maroon red. And I had to trim these limbs off, and I'm looking at those going, And Mason's like, ooh, I see what you're seeing. And I'm like, yeah. So, again, the lady on Last Homely House East of the Sea had made some twig ornaments. She had made some stars, and she had made some wreaths, little twig ornaments. And I thought, those would be really pretty as twig ornaments. So I cut the limbs, and they've been up here in the yard waiting for me to get time. So while I'm waiting on the tractor to charge, I don't know if you can tell the coloring on those, but they're really kind of a pretty reddish, sort of mahogany or maroon red. And while I'm waiting on the tractor to charge, I thought I'd play around with one and see what I could do. So what I'm using is, many years ago I bought these little candy canes, and they're kind of fraying on the ends. But I thought, wouldn't those look fine to wire this together with, you know, to add a little seasonal aspect to it like that. So I'm using the little candy canes, since they're wire, and wrapping them around the twigs into a circular, making them bend into a little bit of a circle shape here. And I thought, wouldn't that look cute? So that's what I'm using them for. And she did some other embellishing on hers. I don't know that I will do any additional embellishments, but I was wanting to try to make some of these, and just to see if I could. You know, do you guys do that too? Just try something to see if you can do it. So I thought I would try that out, and then ultimately I thought they would be cute to tuck into packages for people. Marianne asked me to make some gift baskets, but some of the people she wants me to make gift baskets for have dietary restrictions. Like, one of them is doing keto, so no carbs, and one of them is gluten-free and all that. So it's a little bit of a concern on my part, because I don't want to provide them with something that they can't eat. So I asked her, I said, well, would it be okay? Because I've got, they want what they call my healing stuff. So like my salves, my wound salve and stuff that I make, and my elderberry tincture, which I can easily do that. But to add something else, I said, could I make some handmade ornaments and put in there? So I thought, well, this would be a cute little, just to tie on the package maybe, but make a couple of those fabric stars. And I found another tutorial from, I think it's Shabby Fabrics, had a tutorial on there on how to make some ornaments. So yeah, so that's pretty cute little wreath there, you know, and you could put a little bow or ribbon on it and hang it off of a nature tree, I guess. And you could add some little embellishments to it, I suppose, if you had that sort of thing. I've got some, what did I do with that ribbon? I've got this ribbon that I could tie around it. I thought about even just wrapping this around it too, maybe like so. I don't know. I don't think that would be too much. Wrap that around and see. So it would look something like that. I think that would be cute. So I think I'm going to wrap this ribbon around and then leave a long enough tail to tie it and make the hanger for it. So, yeah, I think that'll be cute. So I'm going to quickly whip one of like a little prototype out, except I need to go the other way with my wrapping because that's the direction it was leaning. So I need to make sure I'm going the same direction while I'm waiting on my battery to charge on my tractor. So I was really pleased that he got to it. He messaged me just kind of out of the blue. He had come and looked at it back in, I guess it was the end of October, back right before I got hand, foot, and mouth. He had come and looked at it and told me what all needed done, and he said he would get it ordered and everything, and I really appreciate it because, you know, he works on really big equipment. He works on heavy equipment, like really big bulldozers, and there's a lot of logging companies around here that log and in the national forest and whatnot, and for the timber companies. And so he is tied up. He's very highly sought after because he's really good at his job. And so for him to come over here and do such a small job, I was very appreciative because even though to me it's a big job, to him it was, you know, working on one little tractor when he could be off somewhere working on a big piece of equipment. You know, I know that that was really, he did that as a kindness because he could be making big bucks working on big stuff. So I was very grateful that he was willing to come and look at it because it's been needing to be fixed, and it's become, you know, it becomes just really a problem lately, and I just don't like wasting that fluid. It's just stupid to do that. So I'm just really glad that he was able to come and look at it because it was past needing fixed. I'm not going to lie. So, but anyway, so he did that, and so now I'm just waiting on it to charge up so that I can get it, going so I can put some hay out for my cows because they need some hay today. It's been a really beautiful day here, at least. It's bright. I mean, it's cold outside, but it's bright and sunny, and it's not overcast and dreary like it has been the last few days, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. For the kids at the barn, I always try to make them a little something. I was going to try to sew up some helmet bags for them, but I just don't have time. I don't have enough time to make 14 or 15 helmet bags before Sunday. So what I think I'm going to do is just make a couple maybe to put on the prize table for Saddle Club hours, and then make everybody a fabric star with some horse fabric. I think that would be pretty. So, and then maybe use the appropriate color of floss or yarn for whatever horse they ride for the hanger. So we'll see. So yeah, because I like to give them something, you know, and then I always do, or I have done the last year or two. Marianne has given me permission to offer a coupon for a free private riding lesson in the summer with me, where you get to ride with me on a Wednesday when we're not at the barn. And if you watched some of my videos from this summer, you saw where I had the kids that came over and we rode together on Wednesdays to work on, you know, things. Maybe they had a green horse, or they had a horse that needed a little extra work on something. So I'm going to make a couple of those coupons and see if anybody's interested. You know, they may not anybody be interested in that, but I thought that'd be a nice little prize to put on the prize table. So that would be neat because I like to, you know, the kids, I kind of get the reputation at the barn as the bad cop because I'm pretty strict because of safety reasons, and because, you know, when you're working with your horses, you're either teaching them something or you're undoing something you've already taught them. And sometimes that's good, and sometimes you're teaching them something that you maybe don't want them to know. So, you know, I was talking with Rory the other day, and she said, you know, I used to think you were kind of mean until I started riding Sterling, and then I saw why you said, you know, you were so forthright about the way you do things. And she really appreciates me, and we just adore each other, so it's all good. But, you know, sometimes it's it's like that mom syndrome, you know, when your mom gets on to you about something. So, should I hang that way? I don't know. Should it go this way or this way? Oops, that doesn't look very good. That way. I think I want it to go this way, so let me take my hanger off. But anyway, I'll just show you what I did here. I think that's pretty cute. I mean, it'd be cute tied on a package, wouldn't it? Anyway, so I'm going to go out and see if my tractor will start now that I'm done with this, and I'll check back in with y'all in a little bit. Well, I'm back at the horse barn, and now it's time to put hay out over here. So my poorly calf did not survive. I didn't think he was going to, but the other one is still hanging in there, and he was eating today, so maybe, you know, he'll be all right. But I'm about to go put some hay out, and then we're going to have club practice. And yeah, so here we go. Good. Oh. Good boy. Push, there you go. Good boy. We're not going to do the vertical with. Actually, I think that's Venus and Saturn. I think Jupiter's already set. Yeah, the moon is just brilliant tonight. It'll be full on 12/12 Greenwich Mean Time. That's kind of cool. It's the last full moon of the decade. That's kind of cool to think about, isn't it? 10 years have gone by, so let's let go of all the negativity and move forward with the positivity. Let her have some more rope. Good. More rope yet. Okay, now let's see if we can get her to canter. So raise your stick. Kiss. Good. Keep her going. Okay, lower your stick. Very nice. Now relax, lower your stick all the way to the ground. Good. Now raise your stick to get her to trot. Good. Now canter. Very nice, Madison. Now drop it all the way to the ground and see if you'll go from a canter to a walk. Relax. Very good. Now tell her wool. Shorten your rein up, gather your rope up. Good. Now turn her the other way. So what are you going to do? You're going to shorten your rope. You're going to go around and get her eye. There you go. Good, good, good. Very nice. All right, now you stay right in the middle and make her go around you. Okay. Let her have some more rope. Let your rope out more yet. Drop that last loop. There you go. Now trot. Canter. Give her some more rope. It's a little hard for her to canter on such a small circle. There you go. Good. All right. Now wool. See if you can get her to whoa. Wool. Shake your rope a little and say wool. Good. And tell her to come to you. So kind of do this with your hand and see if she'll come to you. There you go. Good job. Good babies laying there? Oh, you good babies. These are good babies. Yes, my good kitties. Luna. Was she aggravating you? Luna Boona. Good pretty kitty. She's a good kitty. Was busy bugging you. Yeah. This section on my changes shawl. And now I have to get ready to start the next section. So I've got to get my stuff to put my stitches on hold. Some of them. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this end of the shawl before I do this section on the other end. And that way I'll be done with half of it. No, Fizzy, don't play with that. Fizzy. Rotten outfit. Now look what you've done. You've pulled a snag there. You're rotten. Anyway, yeah, so I am finished with this section of it. I finished, this is section B, so now I'm going to start section C. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. Smiley is convinced I've got something good to eat here because I have a cookie that she desperately, desperately wants. But you can't have it because it has chocolate in it. No, you can't have it. So I will have to eat that and keep it well out of her way, or she'll have it and be gone with it. So I think that's where I'm going to call it good for tonight. I'm going to work on a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to work on my changes shawl just yet, or if I'm going to start one of my snowflakes, or maybe I'm just going to take a hot shower and go to bed. I think that may be what I do. What? They're telling me they want to go outside. So I'm going to call it good for tonight. Me and Smiley are going to contemplate this cookie I have here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.